Something really big might be about to happen in Japan's crypto market. Seriously, we're talking about a potential shakeup that could rewrite the rules for pretty much everyone involved, investors, exchanges, you name it. And it all boils down to one very powerful number: 10 times. Just think about that for a second. What if you could take your investment and amplify its power by 10? That's the heart of the proposal we're diving into today. Now, a number like that, well, it could either send the market into overdrive or introduce a whole new world of risk. But to really get why 10x is such a game changer, we first have to look at what the rules are right now.
So yeah, to understand where they want to go, you have to know where they are. And right now, Japan's regulations for regular crypto investors are, let's just say, famously cautious, especially when it comes to one key financial tool.
At this very moment, that tool is capped at 2x. So what does that actually mean? It means if you're a retail crypto investor in Japan, you can only borrow up to twice what you put in. You put in 10,000 yen, you get to trade with 20,000. It's designed to be a safety net for sure, but a lot of people are arguing it's actually holding the market back.
Okay, so just a super quick refresher here. Financial leverage is just using borrowed money to make your investment bigger. But, and this is key, it's a classic double-edged sword, right? It can make your wins way bigger, but it can also make your losses just as big, if not bigger. So higher leverage means the potential for a higher reward, but it always comes with much, much higher risk.
And that brings us to the main event. A really powerful group in Japan's crypto scene is now pushing to completely overhaul that 2x limit. And they're not just asking for a little nudge, they're going for a massive leap.
And here is that leap side by side, from a pretty conservative 2x limit to a dynamic range of 4 to even 10 times your initial cash. Look, we're not talking about a tiny tweak here. This is a complete rethink of how Japan approaches risk and reward in the crypto space.
So who exactly is making this incredibly bold proposal? It's the Japan Virtual and Crypto Asset Exchange Association, or JVCEA for short. And this isn't just one company lobbying for a change. No, this is a self-regulatory group made up of all the country's major crypto exchanges. They're all on the same page, and they have a very clear goal. And here's the guy who's kind of become the public face of this whole push, Genki Oda, the vice chairman of the JVCEA. His quote really cuts right to the chase. This isn't just about giving individual traders more firepower. It's a strategic play to put Japan back on the global crypto map in a big way. But what's the big picture thinking here? Why push for so much more leverage, especially with all that added risk? Well, the JVCEA has been pretty open about its two main goals. First, it's about competition, plain and simple. A lot of other global crypto hubs offer much higher leverage, and that's a huge draw for professional traders and big international blockchain companies. So, by raising its own limit, Japan is hoping to stop that talent and money from going elsewhere, and instead pull those major players into its own backyard. And second, they want to supercharge their own domestic market. The idea is pretty straightforward. If you give traders more capital to work with through leverage, they're probably going to make more trades, and bigger ones at that. That kind of surge in activity could create a way more dynamic and liquid market for everybody. I mean, when you see it laid out like this, that jump from 2x to a potential 10x is a five-fold increase in trading power. This visual really says it all. It shows Japan's strategy in a nutshell, a deliberate move away from being super cautious to becoming highly competitive, and maybe even a little aggressive.
Okay, so this isn't just wishful thinking. There's a real process in place, and a surprisingly fast timeline. So what actually has to happen to make this a reality?
All right, here's the roadmap. First, all the exchanges inside the JVCEA have to agree on exactly what limit they want to propose. Land somewhere in that 4x to 10x range. Once they've got their consensus, the association will submit a formal proposal, and then it all lands on the desk of Japan's top financial regulator, the FSA, who gets the final say.
And get this, look how fast this is all moving. Those internal talks among the exchanges, they're happening right now. And according to Genki Oda, that formal proposal could land with the regulators as early as next month. This is not some 5-year plan, this is a top priority, and it's happening now.
So here it is, the ultimate question. Japan used to be the undisputed center of the crypto world, and this feels like a massive play to reclaim that title. But is higher leverage the right kind of rocket fuel, or could it lead to a pretty spectacular crash? The answer is really going to come down to whether the regulators can balance this raw ambition with some very real risks. It's a huge, high-stakes decision, and you can bet we'll be watching to see how it all plays out.